Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or on Instagram at justkeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we're back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. a.k.a.
Captain Capper,
a.k.a.
1-3.
Yes, sir. How we doing today, brother?
We doing all right, man. Had therapy this morning. It's been a good vibe. There was some good weather last night. It's decent weather today.
Right.
I ain't mad.
Right, exactly. No. Beautiful thunderstorms. I loved it. It was a perfect time when I felt, so.
100%, especially since the last hot-ass couple of days.
Right, exactly. It's been too damn hot, so I took it. But hopefully it doesn't just go back up, you know what I'm saying? That's all I hope for. Just don't shoot back up. Just stay. I'll stay like, a high 90. I'll keep a high 90, I know I probably can't ask for less than that, but yeah. I'll take that though, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm willing to go for 100. Just don't go past like 105.
105, right, yeah.
Inside a car or not, just whatever. Just don't go up there.
Just don't go up there, I feel that, bro. I feel that 100%, man. But yes, glad to be back with you again, bro. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have another special guest in the house tonight. Well, he's been here multiple times right now, so yeah, I can't even count it right now. But bring it back to the microphone. We got Mr. TzMac. How you been, brother?
Oh yeah, we're here. We're alive, baby. Let's go. It's been a minute, but happy to see you guys' progress and what you guys have been doing with the show, the consistency. Yeah. What's the last one I listened to? I listened to the one with MJ. Shout out to MJ.
Oh, Marvin.
Money,
yeah.
okay. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So you guys talking about trauma and different stuff, and it was cool. It's good to see the different perspectives and just happy you guys are still doing it.
No,
appreciate being here.
No, I'm glad we're still doing it too. Sure, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's time for another TzMac Takeover. TzMac Takeover.
We live.
Look at that. Yes, sir. But yeah, T. So I'm kind of gonna just hand you the reins. Then I'm just curious to see what you want to talk about today. What's been on your mind recently?
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate that. So we'll just get right to the chase, right? There's we all think about a lot of things in our lives, right? Whether is, how am I going to get to work today? What am I going to do at work? How am I going to get my kids to school? Do I have enough money for food? Where do I want to go on vacation? All these thoughts are relative to the different people that have the thought, right?
Right.
So in other words, like, we're all from different systems and different trains of thought, right? Or different lives, right? And some of us have had multiple lives within our existence, right? Like, you may have started off in a certain class or a certain system where food was abundant, you know, and you could get whatever you wanted. You just asked for something and it was given to you. And then later on in life, you know, you might be asking for $40 because you need help with gas money or whatever it is, right? So there's all sorts of different philosophies or different things that we go through. Like some people don't even think about vacation or think about leaving the environments that they're in because they're so
hard-coded.
It's just hard line programmed into, okay, this is where I grew up at. This is who I am. So like I just got to think about how I'm going to pay my rent next month or next week or tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like how am I going to survive versus like where am I going to go?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like all of that stuff starts to equate to different systems that we all live in and that we all abide by. Right?
So not to stop you, but I'm just curious now. When you say systems, are we saying like environments, such as, or like system of thought, or like what do you mean by like the system? I guess like the different like the system.
Good question, and it's really all of it, right? So we have multiple layers within our existence that fall into different categories, right?
Right.
So if you're just taking things intrinsically by the data, then, you know, certain aspects of your life may fall into one system while other aspects fall into a different category, right? Which creates a different system. And so that's what I kind of want to talk about today is identifying what these systems are and how to sort of recognize the system that you're in order to use the system to your advantage.
Okay. So, like, but is the system related to, like, again, your thoughts or your actions? Like, to what depth are we getting to?
Well, okay.
I feel like I feel like it has different depths, right?
Yeah. So, okay, great question, because there's different layers of systems that we have, right? So I kind of said that before, but when your thoughts are a system, right?
Okay.
So we have a system of thought, right, which we call our belief system.
Right.
Okay.
So depending on what we choose to believe is how our perception is framed, right?
Exactly.
It's how we see the world is based off of those parameters of belief.
Okay.
Right?
So like your religious system, like whether you are Jewish, Catholic, Christian, Buddha. Okay.
And the cold part about it is a lot of these systems you might just be born into, right?
Exactly. You don't get no choice.
You're just kind of born into it, like
with the social economic status that you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, if you grew up on the historic West Side, you're probably a Christian of some sort, right? Mm-hmm. Because there's like over 100 different churches
all within that block.
Within that 89106 block.
Right.
That I mean, there's some like different churches. Like you might find a mosque, right, where they study Islam or practice Islam.
Right.
But most of the churches are Christian or Baptist or some sort, right? So just being associated within the historic West Side, which is 89106, you might be superimposed to believe these certain traits or ideas, right? Go ahead.
No, I get what you're saying, because with that right there as well, what you know about life can be imposed, or is going to determine. Your environment in that area, the historic West Side, what you know about life is going to be different than somebody else who's raised outside of the historic West Side. Prime example could be gangs. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who stays born and raised in Summerlin and went to Palo Verde and stuff like that might not understand what a gang is compared to somebody who grew up on this side and know what colors and where neighborhoods and what streets to stay away from and all that stuff, you know.
And the gravity of the whole system of gangs in general.
Exactly, the gravity of it in general and how it actually plays out from the good and the bad, you know what I'm saying? From the turkeys giving out to the drive-bys, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I can understand what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and then, you know, I'm trying to make sure I break it down for the audience as well. You know, I gotta make sure I dumb it down.
No, it's good. No, it's good for sure, right? So, you know, a lot of us don't realize that, you know, we're in particular systems that we are in, right? Even for us living in Las Vegas in general, right? Like, you know, this city is like one of a kind. There's like one of maybe 5 cities or so where you could like go to the gas station and like
anytime
gamble. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, gamble, right?
Yeah. Like you can put your hard-earned money into a machine at a corner store where you thought you were just gonna get, you know, some Gatorade and you know, a bottle of water and some chips. And maybe a hot dog if they had it out, but it's like, test your luck, bro. Like, you know, you could put $5 in here and win 5,000 if you bet it, right? You know, so it's like, oh my gosh, like, so that's a whole system in itself, right? Which is crazy, right? And you know, we were born into it,
right?
So some factors of it is like, all right, we could, you know, you could just ignore it, right? You could just go home and do what you do, whatever. But then if you like dive into it, then you're like, oh my God, I can like, oh yeah, I just went to Smith's and I got some eggs and I got some bacon and I got some toilet paper.
$300.
I spent $300 on that. Like how? Like because I spent, you know, $287 on the gambling machine. You know what I'm saying? Playing slots. And where they give you water, you know, you can smoke your cigarettes.
No, for real. And then you know, now let's look the opposite of it. When you leave the system or you leave that area, like you said, I went to NOLA recently. They had a Caesars Casino, but before you can walk in the casino, there's a big ass gate in front of it, and you gotta show your ID. And if you ain't 21 up, you can't get in there at all. And then there is no cocktail waitresses walking around. And then I didn't see nobody smoking indoors. They literally had an outdoor smoking section at the casino. And I had never seen slot machines outside. They had a little balcony with a gate around it, and the slot machines are outside. And they had the roof patio covered. They had misters. They had fans, and they had slot machines. You can go outside and smoke and play your slot machine outside. And I'm like, Vegas, nigga, you smoke where you want to in the casino, and then you walk in and say you walk through that door, you can light your cigarette and keep walking. And they gonna ask you, do you need an ashtray? You know what I'm saying? Do you need mattress, sir?
And they all got an ashtray next to a like built into the trash can.
Right. Yeah. No, facts. Yeah. You put it out, right? You move along with your day. So that's a system that, you know, as a tourist, you're like, oh my God, this is Sin City. I can do whatever I want to do, right?
Yeah.
But as a local, you're like, oh my God, this is Sin City. Like, I could give my life away in one night. You know what I mean? Like,
you see it different.
Right. So it's crazy, you know, the perceptions and the way that we look and we see it. So I just want to kind of start breaking it down a little bit to, you know, once again, the type of systems that we're kind of in, so we can once again identify that, and then maybe give you a couple systems that you can leave with that can help you with your thought process, right? Because you know, at the end of the day, it starts with our thoughts, right? There's I was watching KRS-One not too long ago, right? Knowledge Reigns Supreme One, right? He's an 80s rapper, and he's done a lot in the community, and you know, maybe done more stuff. Whatever, you know, I'm not here to sit here to just list out his accolades or whatever it is, you know what I mean? But this is the source, right? He's talking about know thyself, right? That's a term that we hear
all the time,
quite often, right? Know thyself. But he gave a fundamental example of like how to identify that, right? So like let's take this quick exercise, right? On the count of 3, we're gonna say 10. 3, 2, 1. 10. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
We just chose to say 10. All right, now on the count of 3, I want you to say 10, but I want you to say it just in your mind.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. All right.
Okay.
Did you hear yourself say 10 in your mind?
Yeah.
Yes. I believe.
Okay. Well, how did you hear it? Because you never said it.
Right.
Like, I see what you mean.
So we said 10 in our minds, but our ears didn't hear it, our lips didn't move it, but we heard 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that is ourself.
Right. So you gotta know that inner person. Yeah, that inner person. Know that
So
inner
when you
voice.
know,
Okay, so just slight derail, and maybe we're going the right direction. But like, okay, then what's the subconscious? Because that was my conscious mind, right? But we still have like a backdrop below that that's just operating unconscious.
That's a whole different system.
yeah, exactly, right? So you have, like I said, you have a system of subconsciousness. So like we're always taking in information, right? And so 90% of that information gets filtered out, right? So if you're 10% of your conscious mind is like, okay, this is what I'm going to push forward, that's still, everybody's subconscious system works a little bit differently, right?
Right, but is that you still? You did the count to 3. You said 10 in our mind. You said that's you. So is the subconscious part of that? Is that also me?
Yes.
Okay.
So those inner voices that are in your head, right? Which we just proved that it's a voice that can be controlled because we counted down. Right? And we said 10 when we wanted to say it. There was nothing else that was said outside of that. Even if you had all these thoughts before and after you said 10.
You said 10.
And the moment you heard 10 and you said 10, so that was the control we have over our conscious or subconscious mind, right?
Yeah.
So that is us. And so if you choose to be out of control and not filter these things, then random occurrences might come, or random things might be said, random things can happen based on the input that you've had, because you can't really have any output without any input. Right?
Exactly, and that's how you know yourself on the inside, because you start to learn how to control or understand your. So what's deep about it is, man, as you talking about it, reminds me of the book, The Surrender Experiment. So the guy, his whole journey pretty much was, at some point he realized there's a thought in a voice in his head, and he was like, how do I control that? How do I turn it off? You know what I'm saying? How do I actually turn? Is there a way to turn it off? How do I control that? And then he took the whole journey of trying to figure out how to control it through meditation and how to live life type deal. But that, like he said though, that voice in his head, he was living life, and he said he was sitting with a friend one day and sitting on the couch, and they stopped talking. It was quiet, and he heard the voice, and he finally asked a friend, "Do you have a voice in your head too?" And his friend was like, "I do." And then it's like, that's something you never even talk about. This is something you don't talk about because it's like you assume everybody has it, but you just don't think about controlling it. Something I can control, so some people just let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, another thing. So I also had this discussion with friends in terms of some people don't have a voice in their head.
Really?
Yeah. Somehow. I don't know. I don't get it. I know when I'm thinking to myself.
Right.
I don't know how niggas don't hear a voice in their head.
I mean, we're starting to get into NPC territory, and, different. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of things to be, that hasn't been explained yet, right? When we think about science.
Cause my thing could be is they probably don't recognize. It's probably a voice, and they're not recognizing it's a voice in their head, or is their thoughts. You know what I'm saying? They probably just.
Well, no. Some people don't have that voice. Like they need external output, right? So like for instance, if you're playing GTA, right, and you're playing a mission where let's say Franklin's at his house, and then he goes out of his house, and then he goes across the street, and he gets with he talks to the girl.
Right.
I forgot her name, but she's like a fucking drug fiend.
Yeah,
right?
she's trying to get him to tow the cars.
To tow the cars, right?
Yeah.
But if you never walked over there, she would have never interacted with you.
Right.
So if they never reached into their own selves to ask questions, then they never really noticed themselves.
Well, I mean, some people may not have a self to notice. They need outside interaction.
That's deep. So I'm gonna tell you what's deep though. So what's deep was, as I was washing the dishes the other day, I really had the thought of like how much control I really have in my life, because it's like how you said that. If I'm just a video game character, nothing outside this room really exists right now. Besides what I'm interacting with, me texting Donovan, me calling Trev, you know what I'm saying? Jessica on the couch, But besides that, if I'm not talking to you, technically you're not even loaded right now until I reach out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On some.
You're not rendered.
You're not rendered.
Yeah.
You're not rendered like right now.
If a tree falls in the woods, did it make a sound?
If nobody's around to hear it, right?
I mean,
it should.
There's data to support that it did, but you may not see it or hear it to experience it. But I mean, and I think that goes back into, can you access the system of reality?
Well, okay, so that's thank you for saying that, because that's kind of the point I was going to bring it back to, right? Right now we're exploring the systems of creation, right, or the system of consciousness, like how does consciousness work as a system? Because if we take all the data from each one of us, right, and then like you said, there's other people where you could take data from them and say, oh well, they didn't hear a voice in their head, but if like we all heard voices in our head and it's something that we can control actively, then it's like, okay, do some people have consciousness and some don't?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Are they always in control of their own thoughts, and then they're just on a whole different level?
Right, yeah, exactly.
With,
yeah, it's almost like Super Saiyan, right? It's like you've already processed, like you don't have anything loading in your inbox, you know what I'm saying? You don't got 20,000 messages. You got you got no messages. So when one comes in, you just react to it.
It's like the boy from The Alchemist. You know what I'm saying? At first he was struggling talking with his heart, but then at some point he got control of it, and then that voice wasn't there no more. Like he wasn't harassing him no more. That's what he's like. That's how he describes it. It's not bothering no more. It's just it's here when I need it now, but it's not no longer just going off and sending me all these messages no more, because the system's deep. Okay.
Right, and to be honest, I guess that's a whole nother like topic of conversation, because your heart has probably more neurons than your brain, and then your gut has more neurons than both of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, are you thinking with your head, or are you thinking with your heart,
or your stomach,
or are you thinking with your gut?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like these are three different systems within our biology, right? That we're like, okay, we still have yet to
fully understand.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about this too is you got the brain, the heart, the gut, but there's still a sense of self that's like observing all three and experiencing all three. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, I don't know, it's like you're just a task man. You're a CPU of your own body.
Yeah, I'll say you just governing everything.
Central processing unit.
Trying to decide what to let through today.
Yeah, from which direction and how much.
How much. And
okay, so now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of this, right? So, as an engineer and as a producer, I've done a lot of shows and a lot of different events and done a lot of things. Look, this is the road to 40, right? I'll be 40 in like 3 days.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Leo gang.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, baby, spit out my shit, bro. This man barked and said,
nigga. Oh, sorry, audience. Sorry, mom. But
Sorry, mom.
yeah. So, you know, a part of what I do is to construct systems, right? So I may go into an environment and I see all the pieces within an environment, and so a lot of the times it's my job to integrate all of the different pieces within the environment into one system that has a streamlined outcome, right? Mm-hmm. So you're taking a bunch of different inputs and you're funneling them together to create the output of your choice.
Right. You're taking the beats, the singer, the drums, you know what I'm saying? You're taking everything and making a song.
Yeah, so that, you know, that's musically, right? So from music is a different system entirely, right? Because, you know, you have all these different instruments and notes and stuff, but so, you know, you have a frequency spectrum, right? So it's like painting a picture. So, you know, the kick drum and the snare is gonna resonate differently than a saxophone or a vocal or even a bass line or, you know, whatever it is, right? So it's like guitar, piano, on and on and on, right? So there's all these different instruments, and then sometimes you have an orchestra, right, where there might be 100 or more instruments playing, right? And so there's different sections within that orchestra that resonate at different frequencies. So my job as a producer or a mixer is to segregate those particular frequencies, but then combine them into one cohesive picture, right? And or even as a composer, or you know, when you're composing stuff, right? Like
different keys,
right? Yeah.
Rhythm.
So if everything, yeah, exactly, yeah, rhythm and meter and temp, you know, all this stuff, right? So yeah, notes and pitch and, you know, the saturation between different things and the temper and the, you know, like, so there's all these different elements. So it's like, okay, how do I paint this picture to allow this particular message to come through within the given medium that I have, right? And so, and once again, music, you know, regardless of what type of music it is, the human ear can only perceive from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Right? So that's our, like, perception of hearing. Right?
Animals can hear way more, of course, you know.
Yeah, animals can hear a lot, but that's why you got dog whistles and stuff, right? A dog whistle might be at 40,000 hertz, so the human ear can't hear it, but then the dog's like, what the fuck, why do you keep doing this, right? And, all right, I'll do what you say, because it sucks, you know what I mean? So, so that's just our, so once again, which is another system, right? So you know, we were talking about the brain, the heart, and the gut, right? Which is a system, but then our senses are a system in itself, right? The vibrations that you're able to feel within the particular frequencies. So once again, if hearing is from 20,000 or 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, your eyes see at a different frequency bandwidth, right? You know, you may the light spectrum, right? You can generate tones within the hearing spectrum, and it's some tones you may be able to generate that's outside of your ears, right? People do those high-pitched whistles and stuff, right? It could be like a dog whistle, and so I may be able to generate that, but the average human may not be able to perceive what that is. So, and you know, like I said, touching and taste, right? All this is just different frequency bandwidths that our brain has to interpret, right? In order for us to get a picture of like what's happening, right? And which is all based off what's happened before. You know what I mean?
Based on what you know.
So if you weren't exposed to something before and you experience something new, you know, it's kind of a coin flip. Like, you might love it or you might hate it. just because it's something you never experienced, and so you don't even really know how to categorize it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so. And so that's why I kind of wanted to once again talk about systems and how systems are a part of our everyday lives. How we could like create systems for ourselves to give us a better opportunity to so-called succeed, like whatever that means for you, right? And then because like even like think about like most of us don't think about it often. I mean, some people might. Like, think about the ecosystem, right? Like, what is that? Like, what's the ecosystem to you?
I mean, that's how the earth pretty much recycles itself. So something dies. A tiger dies. The fungus eat it. Then the fungus turns to grass, and then the grass gets eaten by the bull, and the bull gets eaten by the tiger, and it recycles itself. The ecos type shit. That's part of a different system, but
I mean,
part of the ecosystem.
I think that's what the ecosystem is, like a subsection, like different subsections of that, of the circle of life.
The circle of life there. Yeah.
It feeds and functions into itself, like supposedly eternally, unless something happens or changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So when you want to define an ecosystem, right? It's a community of organisms plus the environment interacting as one functional unit.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Which can be a lot of different things, right? Like you said, it could be the way a flower grows, the way, cockroaches move around, the way, what I mean? Butterflies, ladybugs, storms, like to us as humans, right? The food chain, right?
Right.
Like, so which is pretty much getting to that, like, nothing really exists in isolation, right?
Yeah,
like
everything has a system, seems like.
Everything, right? So everything, like, it's a cycle, right? Like you say, energy or matter, whatever you want to call that, is something that cycles through. So like, for instance, we have seasons, right? Like, we're at the end of the summer, shit, thank God, because, you know what I'm saying? It's starting to get hot. But, we got fall after this, was going to be cooler. You got the winter, where technically everything dies, right? We're in Vegas, so we kind of only have two seasons. But everywhere else, it's like, okay, yeah, like, in the fall, you start to see the leaves turn from green to brown and tan and orange, and then by the winter time,
the leaves are gone.
It's white, right?
Yeah.
Which is death. Which is crazy, right? Because it's like, all right, usually we associate death with like black and stuff like that, but if we look at our life cycle, the
hair turns white.
Like everything turns white while it's dying. Yeah.
I mean, it's the absence of color. The absence of expression is.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's another system in your body right there where, whatever's stop reproducing the way it used to.
Yeah.
Like you said, in the absence coming in. Yeah. That's deep. Yeah. So, okay, so let's just start to actually break it down then to what you want to do. So, I guess one thing is everything is a system. Like, I'm trying to think of, there is not a system out there. There's some type of system, I feel, because what's the definition of a system is the question. That's one of my curiosities right now. Like, what is the definition of a system?
The definition of a system?
Yes.
That's a good one. Yeah,
A series of functions.
You know what I'm saying? A series of functions
that
or
produces an output.
Something like that, I'm guessing. Let's see what T's guys.
Yeah, a system is a set of interconnected parts that work together as a whole, where each part affects and is affected by the others.
Right.
And the whole produces something the individual parts couldn't produce alone.
Right. Interesting.
So really, a system is not just a collection of things. It's the relationships between the said things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you change one thing, it changes everything.
So yeah, I don't think there is a system that doesn't exist. Like, or yeah, I don't think there is an existence of not a system, and well, that would be the closest thing to God, I guess, to that point, right? Because he just operates on him. He makes systems.
Well, so this is the whole point, right? So it's like, okay, like even us, we're recording this podcast right now, right? It's a Saturday afternoon. It's gonna come out on Monday, whatever, right? But we got a system here, right? First of all, with the people, we agreed to be in this space at a particular time to do this podcast, right?
Right. And each one of our parts to contribute to it.
Right. So we're contributing to the whole of the system, right? So then we got microphones, right? The microphones are recording our voice, which goes into a mixer, which consolidates all of our voices, that goes into a audio interface, which converts that waveform into ones and zeros that the computer can understand to record. Once we record this, we might do some post-production, you know what I'm saying? Add some beats. By the way, I got a lot of beats. I'm going to send you guys some stuff behind it. But yeah, either way. Yeah, so we're going to, put some stuff behind it. Then, once we have our master recording, right, with it mixed down, then you upload it into the system that distributes, right?
Right.
Then it'll go to YouTube, it'll go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it goes, right? The website, Buzzsprout, whatever it is.
And then from there, the YouTube system takes it over and promotes it to the crowd, whatever the hell they do by showing new episodes first or whatever type of system based off of my system for how I look through YouTube.
Yeah, and then you got the system of the audience that chooses to either like, share, comment,
or how they want to listen to it. Yeah.
which affects the systems of other people, because then now our stuff gets recommended to them based off of the system of the audience that watched the original video, and it keeps spreading.
Right. Yeah, that's
infinitely.
It keeps spreading infinitely and it comes back, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because based off the audience system, we look at the system and see the numbers, you know what I'm saying? It was okay, well, obviously that episode didn't work, so don't use that system again, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that.
Yeah, or like you said, the topic, right? The topic may have been hit or miss, or presentation may be hit or miss. Oh, but you may have a system that works, but content that may not, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like that's just I'm just kind of speaking on whatever, but it's not, like I said, or the topics could be right, the conversation could be interesting, but then maybe the system is not.
Yeah,
we're not hitting the right keywords and phrases.
Right, exactly.
We're not
doing another system correctly. Right.
Yeah.
So then at that point, is it just like really being cognizant and intentional about the systems in which you have a relationship with?
Pretty much.
There you go.
You have to be.
There you go.
You have to be. You have to be 100% cognizant, because, one system I'm thinking about right now is the food system. Lettuce is fucked up, and then eggs is fucked up, and then I think jalapenos got an issue now, and it's like, who knows what happened during that production system, right? To get all of these,
or the shipments.
Most people just know as like, oh man, I went to Smith's, or I went to Albertson, or I went to Kroger's, wherever you are, I don't know where you shop at, but wherever grocery store I went to, I want to get lettuce, but I heard this report on CNN and on Fox that if I eat iceberg lettuce, that I might have explosive diarrhea.
Right.
So now I'm not gonna eat any of this shit just because two systems of news told me that this lettuce was bad, and so the cases versus the amount of listeners listening to whether I should eat iceberg lettuce or not, that might be a little bit broad, you know what I mean, or it might be a little off. So so let's say there's only I'm just being theoretical here, right? Let's say there's 1,000 cases of explosive diarrhea because somebody ate iceberg lettuce, right?
Right.
But then this system of news that gets to propagate to 100 million people that, oh my God, your lettuce is gonna make you have explosive diarrhea.
Right.
Like what's more powerful? You know what I mean? Is it
collective?
Right. Is it the collective thought that, yeah, whether I'm a Democrat or a Republican, two completely different systems,
right.
that if you eat this iceberg lettuce, you're gonna get explosive diarrhea, versus the people who actually had explosive diarrhea because they ate the lettuce.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, like what's the, you know, what's the balance, right? What's the barometer of like
how to accept the information?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like all this information can be spit out to you and say, hey, you shouldn't do this, but it's like, well, like out of 20 million people that ate explosive lettuce, you said 10,000 people had explosive diarrhea, right?
Right. So is there something unrelated that's going on?
But what it is I get what you're saying, because what it is like the way the information came through this news system. You trust this news system more than you trust the actual stats and the actual facts and figures to show that, like you said, 1,000 people had it. Out of the 2 million that bought it, that's less than a true 1%. You know what I'm saying? Your chances is about hitting the lottery right now.
Right.
Real talk.
Yeah.
But because this news factor did it, now it becomes mass panic and everybody thinks the numbers go. It's looking like telephone gone wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you playing telephone and all of a sudden, because the teacher's in the middle of the game and she says Johnny's dog died to the next lady, and this girl panics and she thinks it's real now, and you know what I'm saying? Like the system that brings the information low-key becomes more powerful than the true information.
Okay,
you know?
You're spot on the money, because then it's like, okay, to then take it to like a more deep and personal level, right? Mm-hmm. You got these different systems in your body, your brain, your heart, your gut, and they're all giving us different signals based off of systems that are going on within them that whatever the observer you is not a part of. So how do you know when to trust that? Sometimes your gut tells you the right thing, sometimes your brain tells you the wrong thing, and sometimes vice versa. So it's like, how do you know what to trust at any given moment?
So look, I'm in that exact boat right now. I know exactly what you're saying. I'm about to give you a whole perfect example. The other day, I had some milk in the fridge, right? The other day, I made breakfast with some milk in it. I made some pancakes. Before I made it, though, I looked at the expiration date. One system, the expiration date. I looked at it. It was wrong. I was like, okay, we're past this date. But I smelt it, and it smelled bad. So I was like, I don't know what to do now. So Jessica's in the bed. I take it to her. I said, you smell it. She said, smell good. A person's opinion now has entered the conversation.
Yeah.
And then I pour her a cup. She tastes it. She like, tastes good to me. She drinks the whole cup. I'm like, okay. So I cook with it. Later on, she goes, has a cup of, makes a cup of chocolate milk with it. Boom. Later on that night, I do the same thing. I look at him like, man, everybody, it's been cool all day. Let me have me a little glass of chocolate milk. Nigga, hour and a half later, I'm in the bathroom throwing the fuck up. All over the place. And I'm like, I went through all these different systems and checkpoints. At the end of the day, I should have just trusted my gut to say, don't fucking drink that shit, because you know how you are. You know what I'm saying? I should have went off my past history symptoms, not current what's ever going on right now. But I try to override all of that because I wanted what was in front of me, you know? So it's kind of like the task at hand will determine what system is more important or not, you know? Like, you know,
okay, look, maybe it's just because like I'm on my own like path of trying to understand like and trust myself too, but sometimes I feel like, damn, that feeling be kind of wrong sometimes, and then it's like, okay, remember when I went to jail and it was that night when I left the podcast, finished recording and everything, and He's like, I don't think you should go out. But in my body, I'm like, nigga,
fuck it, like, I'm about to go out.
Fuck it, I'm about to go out.
And there were other signs that said, maybe I probably shouldn't go out. And he was like, nah, I'm still going to do what the fuck I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
Your body system was taking over, and it was like, you know.
Okay, so it's like, okay, how, again, I guess it's just experience, right? But experience and just lessons, I guess, because that's also a system of fucking history.
That's the system of life.
Yeah.
You know, how do you learn in life? You know, trial and error is what they always say.
That.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, oh my God, Jesse Graham, baby, done went to jail.
You know what I'm saying? That was a whole different system right there. That was a whole crazy ass system right there, you know?
Hey, no, the shit is wild, right? And then even the shit you're like predisposed to. Because once again, like, you may not have experienced it, you know, personally per se, but your parents or your grandparents might have went through certain shit where you're like genetically predisposed to certain activities.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, like, why did I feel so good in this situation? But like my life is like shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, like I could have more dollars in my pocket, or I could not be in jail, or I could be this, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you just do certain shit because the systems before you have partaked in this.
Yeah,
you know, it's
helped
not
to build it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a foundation, right? What they say, the apple don't fall too far. Yeah. So
no, and that's real. Like, look, another example on what she just said: grocery shopping. I grocery shop like my mama, where, you know, based off the money I have in my pocket, I go get this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When Jessica's grocery shop, she grocery shop like her mom, where if I'm getting lettuce, I might as well get some tomatoes, onions, and pickles as well. You know what I'm saying? And she'll get all this stuff, and I'm like, damn, I don't need all this right now. Why'd you get it? But different systems. You know what I'm saying? I'm shopping for the future. I'm shopping for right now. Like, you know, different systems when it comes to grocery shopping.
Right. And so as we're talking about this, you know, this all kind of boils down, really to class, right?
Right. Low key, yeah.
What do you mean by that, though? There's different definitions of class.
Well, so when we're talking about like classes, and we're talking about like, you know, poor, middle class, and rich.
Okay.
Right. So when you think of like a financial system or a social economic system, right?
Yeah.
Either you're rich, you're middle class, or you're poor, right?
Right.
There's not really many in betweens of that, right? Like, I mean, you could kind of flirt the line between sometimes, right? Like just to be realistic, where we're at right now is like we're like middle class, borderline poor, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, like, you know, our parents are retired, like they had the American dream where they're able to do their 30 years and then retire and get a government pension, right?
Right. Yeah.
Our generation, you know, we're millennials and, you know, Gen Zers, let's say, right? Mm-hmm. But our whole demographic, so you're talking about from, you know, 25 to 40 is basically like, okay, well, nigga, your parents are retired, but you don't have no retirement.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so like, yeah, I could try to get a type of job that my parents had, but those jobs don't exist no more.
There's no pensions.
There's no pensions. Like, there's no job.
No
They're like,
protection.
yeah, I could go work for the city, but like, it don't mean that they're gonna give me retirement from working for the city. Like, you know, if I'm 40 years old right now, if I make it to 70 years old and I got a job tomorrow with the city and work for 30 years, well, then how much time am I gonna have left after I'm 70? You know what I'm saying? That's even if that particular type of job was available.
Exactly, and stable.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so we live in a different class, right? So we're almost kind of like our own class in a sense, where you're in that precipice, right? But then you got, you know, some rich folk that may not even think about that type of shit, right? They're thinking about, what their next venture is, or how they're gonna live off of a trust fund for the next 30 years or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like, people may have allocated allowances, let's say, right? So like, let's say you got a good trust fund and your allowance is $2 million a year.
Right, you ain't never worked.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So to the average folk, it's like, $2 million a year is a lot, right? Like, I could strive and maybe try to make $2 million in my lifetime.
That's not guaranteed at all.
Based on our system of where we come from, how where we were born, right? Versus somebody that was entitled and born. And when I say entitled, it's not derogatory. I'm just saying, based on somebody who was born in that predicament,
different environment,
in that environment, they're like, okay, like I could spend $500,000 a year, and it doesn't really matter that much to me, right?
Right. So,
and we know, just based off of, our paradigm and the way that we've seen things, it's like some of the better things in life, let's say, we don't have to, like we don't have to have a whole lot of money to get to that, right? So it could be a job, or it could be something, or you could have went to school, or you could have went to college and played for a sport and was able to travel to different places, right? Or you could, there's certain experiences that we have experienced that we didn't need a lot of money to go there, right? So like, you could have went on a family vacation to California, and you're like, I seen the beach, and I seen Laguna Beach, and I seen this, Beverly Hills 90210. I've seen all this stuff, right?
Right.
And so that's based off of, the circumstances that you have from being middle class. But like you said, shit, if you're poor, you may not have never been off your block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You may have never been.
You never stayed
out
in the
of the
hotel
city.
you worked
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You may have never been out of your zip code.
Right.
And so these are just kind of the realities that we're dealing with here.
Yeah. No, and that's 100% because I was seeing a post the other day. They were talking about I think it was like you said, a lot of people our age, millennials, our generation, they're moving back in with their parents.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they can't afford to work one job and make money. They got to work 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I work 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, I truly understand that for sure. So. Okay, so we do define a lot of the systems. We broke down.
All right, that's going to be all, folks, for today. This is going to be split up into 2 episodes just because of the length and the complexity. I definitely urge you to re-listen to this first part because I was honestly kind of hearing more things and connecting different dots from later in the conversation. But with all that being said, catch you next time.